She was raised in Iowa, lived a long time in Florida, but forever the Northwest has been calling out to her, beckoning. She finally came here 2 years ago. It was as if the forests were a siren song she couldn't resist. And so now, regularly, Marcia Moore ventures into them with her backpack. Amongst infinite varieties of green she walks, surrounded by lanky, creaking, moss-covered giants.
I think more than ever, we really need to find that moment within ourselves. We need to take each step moment by moment. Don't get caught up in the future and don't get caught up in the past. Stay right here in the now.
And on she presses, following a trail, clearing her mind. She listens for sounds. Watches for detail.
And that's so interesting how the little sticks got there, or how this looks like a little teeny house, or how these little pine cones just got situated just right.
Through a hole in the roof, she can see that outside the world keeps moving. But here, she has slipped into something else, a place where she can empty her mind and let nature take its course.
Just raw moments. It's not even thinking. So you're letting yourself just create, and that energy from the forest is coming, I think it comes through you.
She opens up a big leather-bound book, a journal of sorts.
When I'm flowing with sketching, the calmness out here is amazing. So I'm trying not to think. I'm just trying to just be like a little mushroom out here in the woods. Oh, I could sit here all day. I would normally probably sit here for maybe 3 or 4 hours.
And what exactly is it in the diffused light that she draws out here in the woods for hours? It's almost impossible to describe Marcia's sketches. Even she struggles for the words. This one is a figure with huge hands and a tail that rolls on forever. There are orcas and massive figures covered in fur or hair, wearing masks. There are heads around them like swirling totem poles. Some of her figures have antlers. There are screaming faces, painted faces, masked faces. A masked face thinking, another singing, or is it screaming? A figure with long hair that becomes the body and vanishes like smoke. Marcia doesn't give you specifics, but she will offer clues.
Maybe think about some of the oral traditions and the legends and the myths of the forest people, the Sasquatch people, the Bigfoot people, or maybe the little people. So then that takes on the essence, I think, probably, with some of these sketches.
And there's another clue. A number of her figures have elongated heads. Marcia is fascinated by a practice called head binding. It occurred in indigenous peoples thousands of years ago. It created elongated skulls. She not only sketches, she uses molds of unearthed skulls and 3D digital sculpting, and then uses her artistry and imagination to give a face to history.
Well, they're all of my interpretations, but it is an interpretation, but at least it's putting a face to something that has never had a face on it. So this person without hair, you can see, has an elongated skull.
She has drawn these long, forgotten people without and also with hair. It is here, in this room, that she wrestles to put a face on an ancient people, a forgotten history, researched so that ghosts can be awakened. And all of it is tied to the woods, the ones that have called out to her for most of her life, where Marcia Moore's imagination runs wild on the pages of a big leather notebook, and the phantoms in the shadows of her subconscious are set free in the form of giants and creatures and strange, bewitching figures. And for one artist anyway, the forests of the great Northwest come to life in infinite varieties of green.